Hello everybody, my name is Zen, and Season 3 in Diablo 4 has begun. It's the Season of the Construct, which is awesome because in this case, the Construct means that we get a really cool little spider pet to follow us around all season. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but I do want to mention that I think it's totally okay for people to just jump in and play a little bit of Diablo 4 each season and then jump out whenever they feel like it. That's actually currently how I've been playing the game. I'm quite busy just basically running my own business and having to, raise kids and have a family and all that stuff. So I have limited time at the moment, and I've seen a lot of people saying that they just don't have the time to play the game, so they're just not even gonna bother jumping into the season, and that's a totally fine sentiment. But it's also okay to just jump in for a few hours and have some fun and get some cosmetics and a bunch of other cool little stuff, and enjoy a fresh start on a character that maybe you've never played before. I think that's totally okay. But let's talk about this season. So let's talk about the seasonal theme first off. No spoilers here. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to go into any of the story stuff going on because with every Diablo 4 season so far, there have been big story things that are happening, and you play through a little storyline, at least for a good chunk of the beginning of your season. But then for this particular one, we unlock pretty quickly this cool little spider. So you can see it here. It's really cool. It's just a cool little spider construct. I like it a lot. But it's got things that you can upgrade and a bunch of different abilities and whatnot. So basically there are I'll call them, they're called governing stones and tuning stones. Let's just call them like main abilities and then supporting abilities. So the main abilities here, you can equip 2 of them. So in this case, I've got lightning bolt, which is a ranged attack. So it says launch a bolt of lightning at the target, dealing 341 damage, arcs to one target, dealing 35% of the original. And this ranks up. So every time you find, because just through playing, I'm not going to go too far into this because some of it is the spoilers and like, how does this work? How do you get to these points? But you basically will find the same ones, like lightning bolt again, I'll find again, or in this case, I have found a lot of pummel. So it is rank 3, and I could take this and I can equip pummel up here. So pummel is a cone effect in front of the construct, and it does some damage, which is nice. But because that is rank 3, I should probably be running that compared to what I was running before, because I don't have any of the 2 that I would like to be running currently for my sorceress, which by the way, also another cool thing that I mentioned earlier, playing characters that you don't normally play is totally fine in a season, just to kind of have some fun. I haven't touched sorceress since the open beta, so I think it was fun to jump in on season 3 and try something that I haven't played yet since the game actually launched. Enjoying it quite a lot. So yeah, I like this system. You have 2 like major abilities. These are all the ones that you can get here. There are legendary ones that you get in a bit, and then there's these tuning stones which adjust them. So like for this lightning bolt, I can have mockery support. Damage done by the supporting skill taunts enemies hit for 2.2 seconds. This can only occur once every 15 seconds per enemy. Does not work on bosses. It's kind of cool actually. But you see a lot of stuff like this. There's a bunch of other tuning stones that you can get. Obviously there's, again, legendary ones, and then there's governing stones. Now when it comes to like the comparisons between last season and this season. In last season, we had like these big events on the maps that we could go do with these vampire stuff. And this one, we don't have any big events like that, but we do have essentially areas that you can go that have a bunch of seasonal stuff going on with them. So like if I head off this direction, I'll kind of show you. And this is how you get upgrades to your spider. There are obelisks and things like obelisks that you could go and click on, and you get pieces for, and then you can use these pieces. So we'll be able to start seeing them on a map here. So like here's a obelisk, you can go over there, you click on it, and it gives you items that you can then use to make more stuff for your spider. So like for instance, you can get some more of these tuning stones, and then these will upgrade because you'll be getting additional versions of the same ones, which is totally random, but that's fine. And they'll be ranking up, and then you'll be able to equip those and utilize them. So it's pretty cool. It's actually really, really cool. And that's just kind of how the theme works. There's also, if we go back to the Gate Hall, which is kind of like a new hub for this particular season. It's got a few other things in it. Once you get to a certain point, they have specific dungeons that are in here as well. And that gives you bonuses to finding loot. There's like a buff that you get and stuff. It's really cool. But let's talk about the seasonal journey and all of the stuff that you get out of the battle pass. I've said this before, but I think the battle pass is totally fine if you skip it. It's all cosmetic stuff that you can purchase. And if you don't get the free stuff, like if you buy the battle pass and you're not just going for all the free stuff, you also get platinum along the way. And it works out to approximately, if you saved all of your platinum by the end of the season and you got all of the tiers all the way up, you have enough to bring the cost down of the next battle pass next season to like $2. So it's totally worth it if you want to get the battle passes that way. But the first thing that you get, it's mount armor. It's pretty cool. Or it's the mount, and then they have cool mount armor for it. And there's other cool cosmetic stuff. They have actually banner things that we haven't really seen them do much. I kind of wish we got like maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 of these a season, but that might be a little too much. Just to give us some variety, at least for a little bit. We get this really cool town portal that you saw when I went through it. Bunch of cool cosmetic armor sets and whatnot. I actually really like this set. I think it's pretty cool. You can see it on all the different classes here. I like it. And then we've got, as we go through towards the end, there's other town portals. I like this one. It's very sandy. It goes with the theme of what's going on. There's a cool headstone that we can get. We have another one of these, right? So the emblems, but again, I kind of want like a significant amount per season because we have very limited amounts. And then this is the like epic version of this gear. It's super duper cool in my opinion. Although all my helmets are funny looking on these, not actually, it's not a helmet that it's giving you. Just as a heads up on that. Another headstone, cool items, weapons and whatnot. And then this is the actual cosmetic helm that it gives you for the set. It's all fairly, the same. And then we get the cool mount armor as well. So that's basically everything that you get if you go through the entire battle pass. Get a third of these, the primeval. I really like this one. I'm probably going to end up using this one when I unlock it. As for the seasonal journey, they've changed a few things around. Some things are the same, like completing cellars, clearing strongholds, upgrading your potions, stuff like that. By completing these, if you've never done a season, you get favor. The favor is what then gives you the experience bits on this battle pass. Also, just gaining experience in the game gives you battle pass points as well. But there are a few specific seasonal ones, like acquiring the Zoltan's warding by spending pearls of warding at the statue of Zoltan. Cool. This is stuff happening in those dungeons, like I said. It's all tied to those dungeons basically. And then there's where is it? Is it in this one? Oh, actually, you know what? It's here, I believe. Oh, one more. So if we go all the way to the end to the destroyer, there is one thing that they've done. So in a previous season, at least, I don't remember if it's in all of them. So in 1 and 2, but I definitely know that in number 2, it was like defeat, or number 1, there was like defeat a stupid amount of world bosses. It was like defeat 30 world bosses. And you had to kind of get on that right away if you wanted to get it done. In order to complete all the way through like every step of the seasonal journey, which you don't need to do. You just need to get it to the bar, so you can leave 1 or 2 in there. So, certain tiers have like a PvP aspect. You can kind of leave those if you don't want to do them. But in this case, they've just made it so you have to kill the world boss, the Wandering Death, in Torment 4, just 2 times, which is actually really nice. So that one, Avarice and Ashava are all there. If we go back to here, there are the world bosses here, but it says, defeat Lord Zir, with the exquisite blood from world bosses or Legion events. So it's like really the world boss requirement is getting into the final world tier and just killing each of the world bosses twice, which is nice. But complete nightmare vaults and stuff like that. There's a lot going on. Nightmare dungeons, nightmare vaults are again tied to what's going on this season and everything. But I think overall, the fact that they've trimmed down some of the requirements of some of this stuff means that this season is going to be a little bit easier for people to obtain everything, to get it done. Because, of course, this stuff is awarding smaller favors. As you get further along your track here, you're going to get favor, and then all the way up to this one where you're getting like epic favor if you complete the champion season part. And I think that you should be able to blast through this fairly quickly if you just do what's on here. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's like, this is the stuff that you do when you first start leveling up, upgrading your potion when you hit level 10, or salvaging a magic item. It's pretty easy. Then it's going to start giving you stuff specific for the season, and then you're going to get through, and it's going to kind of lead you through what you should start doing in the end game and everything. It's a nice little guide to follow in case you're ever lost. Like, what should I be doing? Well, maybe I should level up to level 55 or go do caches from the Tree Whispers and whatnot. So it's trimmed down and it's a bit easier this season, in my opinion, but it's also a little bit more focused and gives you a better direction to go as a player. Personally, I really like this battle pass. I think that cosmetic wise, this stuff is not as cool as it was for season 2, but that's just because I love the vampire motif, and we're not getting that. It's more of a construct motif in this season, and that's totally fine. Also, you get these cool emotes for having the construct, and that's great because this will carry on as long as you get it now. You'll be able to have these emotes forever, and that's cool. Like I like that kind of thing. And again, if you're focused and you get all the way through this, you're going to be getting platinum as you go through, and all of that platinum really does add up into making your next season cheaper, so you don't even have to spend as much. And that's, I think everybody would agree that is a good thing. If you are playing the season for season 3, let me know in the comments. Let me know what class you're playing, because I'm really interested in that. I typically play Rogue. I tried Druid in the first season and it just burnt me out. It's just like, Druid is not my jam, at least right now in the game. I really like Barbarian and Rogue, but after playing a lot of Rogue last season, I was like, you know what, let's change it up this season. Let's do the Sorceress and see how that goes. And I'm really enjoying it so far. So let me know if you're playing a new class, if you're playing this season, or if you're just going to pass the season by. Let me know why that might be. But with all of that being said, I hope this helps you figure out kind of what you want to do for this season in Diablo, and we shall see you all next time.